What's up, guys? Way outs. I had a conversation on the internet, some civil discourse, in a comment section. Shout out Lil Thuggy. Or is it Little T Huggy and you like diapers? I don't know. I'm assuming you're a dude because Facebook or YouTube analytics tells me all of my viewers and stuff are dudes. That's typical of most fitness personalities on here. Their analytics will say the same. My bad for assuming your gender in 2022. I apologize. Please don't cancel me. Uh, he said he liked the concept of way outs in strength lifting, and I do. I like the concept. I like the concept. I like it in theory. In practice, it's not going to happen. In regards to powerlifting, right now, strength lifting is even more niche and hobbyist than powerlifting. There's not any glory or money in it, as far as I know. It's just a bunch of people who like strength lifting competing with each other. Um, Powerlifting, we're starting to see big time money meets now. It started on the untested side. Now USAPL has a Pro Series too. They're paying out money. Looks like the Sheffield is going to happen. Looks to be the biggest payout ever in powerlifting. And there's smaller cash prizes for weight class, winning your weight class and things like that. But the the big money comes down to formula. And so it's not a direct body weight to lifts ratio, but generally the more you lift and the lower you weigh, the better your formula is. So with weigh outs, athletes are going to know this, and it is going to hinder what they are ingesting during the meet, and it's going to increase injuries, possible dehydration. On the untested side, there's going to be a lot more diuretics being used and things like that, because athletes are always going to try to game the system. It is what it is. Athletes are going to do everything within the rules to win, and when there's money on the line, even more so when it's big money. So instead of, if anybody wants to, just check this out, like weigh yourself in the morning when you first wake up after you pee, weigh yourself. Go drink like a half a gallon of water with your breakfast. Use a lot of salt in your breakfast, a lot of sodium, and make it a carb heavy breakfast. And then step back on the scale and see what it says. Or even, compare your morning weight to your weight before you go to bed at night. There's typically a sizable variance there, depending upon how big you are, how much you ate during the day. A lot of times there can be for really fat guys, that went ham all day eating 10 pounds, but 3 to 5 pound difference. So if you look at competitors competing, and when you've already weighed in, it's sodium and carbs throughout the day, to keep your energy intact, keep your performance up. You're going to weigh more on the platform and after the meet than you did when you weighed in. And that's why there's weigh-ins, forces everybody to do the same thing at once. I'm not a big fan of water cutting, I will admit that, but I've kind of accepted it is what it is right now, and you're not really going to get rid of it. Even, it's mitigated some with the 2 hour weigh-ins that USAPL and IPF does. The 24-hour weigh-ins, the untested dudes, they go really hard. A lot of them are using IVs and stuff now, to rehydrate and replenish. Some of them water cut like 20 pounds and shit. I'm not a fan, but it seems like that's what's accepted right now is 24-hour weigh-ins for the untested side, 2 hour weigh-ins for the tested side. And it's an even playing field. I guess some people are better with their nutrition and their water cutting than others, and that probably gives them a leg up to some degree. But at the end of the day, it's still, you got to move the most weight. But with weigh outs, again, you're going to have people trying to play this game during the meet, so it's going to affect performance. It's going to increase rates of injuries. And it's one of those things in sports, you have to protect athletes from themselves, because athletes will do what it takes to win. even if that means sacrificing their own health and safety. And, powerlifting isn't a healthy pursuit necessarily. You can be a hobbyist and be healthy, but it's not really a healthy pursuit. Neither is like really going after any sport and trying to be the best you can be at that sport. It's not a healthy pursuit. But there still has to be safety parameters to protect athletes from themselves. And this is one where I will concede the weigh-in, the water cuts, etc., in order to see the athlete's safety. There's inherent risk, of course, but that would just increase those factors by a lot. It's also going to increase the risk factors on the spotters, because there's going to be a lot more failed lifts if that were to happen. Again, dehydration, people trying to force themselves to go to the bathroom. I'm sure somebody would try to time up, taking some X-Lax and, taking a big dump between bench and deadlifts. Trust me, I know it sounds absolutely ridiculous, but this is what competitors do. Especially, again, now we're seeing $20, $30, $40, $50,000 prizes on the line, and it's based on formula. You're going to do what you need to do to get the biggest formula at the end of the day. And I don't see it as viable for highly competitive powerlifting and the direction that powerlifting is going. 2-hour weigh-ins on the tested side, 24 on the untested. That's the formula right now. That's what works. I don't see any reason to change it. The purist in me, again, would love to see weigh-outs and people just, going and doing what they do. Same with MMA. I would like to see people just fighting at their walk-around weight, not doing these drastic cuts. But this is part of the sports. It is what it is. It's part of powerlifting. I think I've grown to accept now that some things are just in place and they are what they are. And that if we try to make everything pure, there's not. It just, on paper, it sounds fantastic. And in a perfect world, that would be the way it is. The world's not perfect. People are going to do what they do. Athletes are really going to do what they do to bend those rules. So, yeah. No way outs, man.